lads and lasses. I've popped up to Damerells and picked up this beauty. I've got to say, it looks absolutely fabulous in the flesh. Like a Rolls Royce. Beautiful black paint with gold trim. I've never ridden a Busa because I was always had dicky knees, so I could never fit on one. But since I've had my replacement, I've been a lot better. So I'll just do that again, just in case you didn't see. Pull the visor out. The start up. That's lovely, isn't it? Jesus, it's a bit tight. Now this is tiny. I can barely get my knees on it. So we've got 3 modes, A, B and C. The power rating changes with the modes. This is your old-fashioned sports tourer. Very low wrists, quite tucked up in the hip. For an old codger like me in my 60s, I wouldn't want to be getting my legs up and down on these pegs that often. I'd want to keep moving. But it's such a good looking bike. You know, sometimes you can just get a feel that something's put together nicely, built really well. Well, for me, I think this is gorgeous looking bike. The clocks are amazing. Proper clocks. So we've got a dirty great big tacho on the left, a big easy to read speedo on the right. On the left hand side we've got a fuel gauge, and on the right hand side we've got a temperature gauge, and in the middle we've got a colour LCD dash. Very simple. The gear position indicator in the middle, you've got your mode at the top, your power on the bottom left, and your traction control on the right. And then you've got the various little trips underneath. Mirrors are pretty good. It's like taking you back to the 90s all over again. Anyway, let's give it a bit of a ride. See how we get on. My hips are just gradually getting used to it. It's another one that's due its first service, this. There's plenty of fuel in it. I don't know how many times it's been taken out. I'll find out later on. I'm going to have to put my foot down. Bad luck. I did watch Chopsy and his pal on the trip to Wales, and they're both big lads. I believe Chopsy's made 6'1", and Chopsy's about 6'2", odd 6'3", and they both said what a wonderful bike it was. They took 2 of them to Wales. They said what a wonderful bike it was to tour on, and how comfortable it was, and all day comfort. Well, I should imagine at 6'2", that's about the limit, you know. I'm 6'5", that extra 3 inches, I think it makes all the difference for the big, you know, big tall lanky ones. Don't get me wrong, I'm not uncomfortable once I'm on it, but it's a bit of a pull to get my legs up onto them pegs. The other thing is, I think you'd need a proper dedicated sports bike lid, Mine's more of a sports tourer lid, and I am fairly low at the front, and it looks like I'm looking through the bottom side of the peak there, if you know what I mean. Whereas with a more of a race lid, the aperture is that much bigger and it gives you a bit more vision. So I'm going to take the same route as I did on the other bike, just to so I can get a feel of comparing. But immediately, they're both manufactured by Suzuki, but immediately they're just so different in character and everything about them. Chalk and cheese, literally. Whereas I said, I felt like I was sitting on top of the GSX, and I felt like my nose was going to fall on the front wheel. This is the exact opposite. It's got a great big long bonnet like a Rolls Royce. So let's wind it on a bit. Getting a bit of wind noise, but no turbulence as such. Have a look, we're clear behind. So we're in 5th gear now. 55, 50. I'll just give it a bit of a tweak. Well, there you go. The more you wind it on, the more it just goes and goes and goes. I know there's a lot of people in the press and on YouTube saying it's not got as much power as the Mark 1 and Mark 2 booster, but what it has got is a massive dollop of mid-range grunt. I reckon you could put a tow rope on this and pull a tractor. It's got so much grunt, it's unbelievable. Similar, very firm seat. It is proper old-fashioned sports touring. My wrists are below my knees. Right, nice and steady. I'm not going to put it in A mode. I don't see the point on these roads, because I want as much traction control as I can have. There we are, just pulling away gently. There's like a secure clunk on the quick shifter. The gearbox on the Thouse, very, very slick, very fast. This feels so much more relaxed and refined. There we are, cruising along a nice steady 60. Very little brakes needed. You just drop the throttle, and then big pistons, they just bring it down gently. What is it, 1300? It's like having 300, just over 300cc pistons, isn't it? I don't know, I keep coming out with superlatives for this machine, but I've got to say, would I buy one? The answer is definitely no. It's too cramped for me. Plus the fact is, it's probably got a bit too much power, but it does deliver it different. Like those super nakeds and hyper nakeds I was on about, they're absolutely insane, they're mental. This is more like a gentleman's cruiser. The handling's lovely. And it just takes off whenever you want it to. Very planted, very sure-footed. But as I say, I don't really want to put my feet down unless I've got to. It's quite a pleasant place to be. What are they, about 17 grand? You get a good looking bike for 17 grand. I would imagine if, seriously, if you was about 5'9" to 5'11" and you wanted something you could go tooling on, scratching on, just generally doing a bit of anything on, it wouldn't be a bad choice, you know. Because it's so refined. You can tell that Suzuki have developed and developed and developed, the same way as BMW have done with that old GS boxer engine. That, you know, Suzuki have been making big engines for a long time, and they've got this one sweet. And like I say, the paintwork, I can't stop looking at the paintwork. It's so lustrous. Big tractor coming towards us. Hopefully we'll get its legs stretched again in a sec, but there's a fair amount of traffic about. I thought with it being sunny and warm today they'd be on the beach, but some of these spine roads that run from north coast to south coast, they do get quite a lot of traffic. There we go, just wind it on a little bit. Bad luck. There is some traffic about, isn't there? A big lorry coming towards us, so no overtake. Yeah, the gearbox is lovely. Well, I'm going to nip, boy. Very effective, the quick shifter. You can feel the length. It's definitely got that sports tourer feel, rather than a stripped off naked. No, there's no overtake at the moment. Yeah, there is now. My pal Pip had the K1600 and we used to call that the Millennium Falcon, but I've got to say that this thing's from outer space, isn't it? Are we clear? Yeah, there we go. It's strange, the naked thou made me feel naughty and want to be naughty. This has got a whole different sort of ethos or feel about it. Clear, all clear, both sides. So there we are in third. Let's just pull it back. I'll just clean my visor, it's dirty again. Don't pull out, mate, thank you. So there we are in top gear at 50. I'll just pull the throttle back. Oh yeah, that's instant torque. Noticeably more torquey. At the end of the day, cubes give you torque, don't they? Keep it revving at 60. Feels like it's glued to the road. That's better, nobody about. Have a bit of a ride. Yeah, I dread to think what AMO's like. B's lovely. And I don't think you'd need C mode. I don't think you'd need that wet weather mode, because this bike's so refined. The throttle response, so refined, it's beautiful. Just slow down for the 40. Holiday maker time, folks. They're all on the roads. Just nip past. So, second gear 30. Third gear 30, no problem at all. I've just looked up ahead and seen a lorry going my way. Oh, lovely, just what you want when you're trying to have a bit of fun. I'm quite looking forward to the walk around to show you this. If you've not actually gone into a Suzuki dealership recently to have a look at a Hayabusa, these the finish on the black one is amazing. They're coming two. I think there's two colours. There's the silvery white one, pearlescent, which looks great on the videos and the pictures, and there's this black one that just looks amazing. Yeah, it's quite risky in the town, islands, and 30 mile an hour. I can feel it. Feel it on my wrists, feel it on my elbows. I can feel it, to be fair, I can feel it a bit across my chest. I'm not getting any assistance off the wind, so it's not holding me up. But if you strapped a couple of panniers on this tank bag, I don't think I'd put a top box on that. That would be sacrilege, but you could put a roll bag on the back. Pop off camping. It covers ground very quickly, very, very easily. We'll give it a bit of a thrash up the hill in a minute. They seem a long way away, the mirrors. I don't know how much adjustment they've got. They're not too bad, to be fair. When they're a long way away like that, they do tend to spread and give you more of the road. I can see my elbows in the left one more than the right one. We're just ticking along nicely at 60, well 55 to be fair. Not a care in the world. I do like this bike. I wish it was a bit bigger. If the seat was about another 3 inches higher. That's a strange manoeuvre. If the seat was 3 inches higher and the handlebars about 3 inches higher, it'd fit me. I'll be able to ride it. I love it, I do. You don't get much airbox noise. You don't get a lot of anything really. You just get this constant drive. I've heard people who really give them some stick and murder a set of tyres in about 1200 mile. But I think you'd have to be a bit of a nutter to sit and thrash this all day long every day. But it doesn't really give you that feeling, to be honest. That's what I like about it. That's why I'm a bit disappointed it's not quite big enough for me, because it gives you a really good feel-good factor. And I don't care where you park this, people will look at it. It is gorgeous. Just get past this junction. It's a shame that lorry's there because the road opens up nicely there. Yeah, I can understand why Lamb Chops thought this was amazing. I could tour on this if it was big enough. And it looked, let's face it, it looks like a motorbike. I had to spend years on adventure bikes because I couldn't bend my knees. I had to have something tall and easy to ride. But I do like the look of motorbike. I like motorbikes to look like motorbikes. I think adventure bikes are not the prettiest. They do a good job for what they are. But the feeling when you're sitting on something like this is just amazing. Well, I've got to sit here and I'm not going to get past him. I'll just enjoy looking at this dashboard. I'm not exactly sure what you can see. I'll just drop my head a bit. It's quite difficult to drop my head because, like I said, I'm looking through under the furry head bit on the helmet. But I do think it's a lovely bike. I've said that about 1,000 times. Tell me to shut up. Anyways, drop it down. What? Here's the island. I think I'll only need third gear. I don't think I'll need any more. I'll have to slow down before I need a gear change, I think. Okay, but out. Indicators are nice and intuitive, easy to use. Where's he going? My way. Well, not quick enough. Right, let's rip it open. Typical, somebody pulls out of you. Yeah, there's so much power. Now, he wants to hug the line, so we'll let him have it. Very progressive, the front brake. Good feel. From just a little gentle squeeze to a proper pull. Take the left. Here we are. Up my little road for a walk round. Throttle response is perfect, isn't it? Don't half make a growl in second gear when you give it a bit of thrust. The brakes are amazing, which you would expect. They do need to be. I'm going to attempt a U-turn. I can't use the back brake because my legs are a bit tight. It's very wristy. It's hard work to U-turn. It does it. We got round all right. Right, let's get it in neutral. Side stand easy. Seems to go over a long way. Well, there we go. I'll take my helmet off. We'll have a little chat. Good afternoon, YouTube. Loftybiker here. Well, this is a bit of a turn up for the books. A Suzuki Hayabusa. Big lofty on a Busa. Bit small for me, unfortunately. Bit tight in the hip. Bit aggressive on the wrist, but geez, it does look good. Let's whiz the camera around and show it you. Oh, there it is. 2021 Generation 3. I really do hope the camera does it justice. Black and gold and silver decals. Two dirty, great big massive rocket launchers out the back. I think they've improved the back end. It don't look like a dinosaur's dumpling anymore. Look at it, it's beautiful. Beautiful shape. There's the front end. Two big air scoops. Look at them air scoops. Massive. It's got the lot in it. I'm not sure what I can show you of the dash, but the dash is so pretty. So we can get it in close. Flicks round quick, doesn't it? There it is. Impressive. Impressive. As I say, he's level with the tank. They're very low into them bars. There's a big cutaway at the front, big cutaway at the back, just to get it in. Mirrors are low. Pegs are set really, really high. Look at them, ever so high. But you'd need to be, because you'd soon get your toes touching the ground. The quick shifter's amazing. I've got bridge downs on it. I'm not exactly sure what sort they are. The Batlax is Hypersports. Batlax Hypersports. Never heard of them, to be fair. The swinging arm, look at this. It's made for girders. Made from girders. It'd need to be. I should imagine the torsion that you stick through this when you give it some proper stick. It's beyond me. It's not the sort of bike that I could ride. Far, far too pokey for me. But look at that. Anyway, let's have a look at the stats. So it's a 2021 Suzuki 1300R Generation 3 Hayabusa. 4-stroke inline 4. 4 valve per cylinder, 1340cc liquid cooled. 187.7 brake horsepower at 9,700. It does deliver the power beautiful. At 6,000 revs you are absolutely flying. 150 newton meters, which is 110.5 foot-pound. Like I said, that will pull a house down. That's at 7,000 revs. So you torque smack bang where you want it. Awesome. It's got a 6-speed box with a quick shifter, chain drive. Twin Brembos, big discs on the front and a fairly big disc on the back. Seat, although 800mm isn't low, the foot pegs are very high. The distance from foot to peg is not very much. For such a big bike, it's not that bad. 264 kilos wet. 20 litre fuel tank. They tell me it'll do 40 to the gallon. You know, I suppose if you give it some stick it might not, but you know, it's got an extensive electronics pack, like I said. £16,499, 16.5 grand. For probably the most powerful bike you can buy. What do you think? I love it. I really do. I can't stop looking at it, seriously. I know it sounds stupid, but some bikes, like the old 916 Ducati or whatever, there's some bikes where you could literally put them on a plinth in the house and look at them. I'd enjoy cleaning this, polishing it. I'm not much of a cleaner or a polisher, but yeah. Anyway, I think I've said enough. I'm going to put my helmet on and give it another bit of a ride, cramp my legs up and wrap myself round it. I'll see you in a minute with my helmet on. Well, I've got the helmet back on. Here we are. Sun's gone in a little bit. reassuring burble. Listen to that. I love it. Right. See if I can get on it. It's a bit of a squeeze, lads and lasses. The things we do for YouTube. Can hardly get my legs up. It's a bit tight for me, but it's beautiful. Pull my visor down a bit. I'm not going to bother doing a brake test because there's absolute no point. The brakes are sublime, they are beautiful. It will stop on a sixpence. It will stop this big bike without even trying. It's a 50 down there. It's not much fun doing 50 on a Busa. So I'm just going to give it another blast down the hill. Where's the old Bill going? He's going my way. Lovely. So here we go. Smooth as a nut up to 17. I was quite surprised there was no cruise control. They got the technology, they got quite a good cruise, but there's not one. There we are. Just put the brakes on. Hopefully get a better run at the hill this time. It's the last thing you want is somebody just pulling out on you just as you're going to have a bit of fun. So it looks pretty clear. So here we are. First gear. I just wanted to experience that because I'll probably never do it ever again. Smack my wrists and tell me I'm naughty, but I really did want to do that. When you're in B mode, there is a definite slight lag when you're giving it some thrash because of the ratings. Now if I'd have been in A mode, that would have been sweet as a nut, straight through the power range, but I don't really want to give it A mode with very little traction control. Anyway, take one out, have a ride on one. Make you feel 18 all over again. Anyway, this is the Loftybiker. Thanking Damerells for letting me have a go on this big bike. If you've enjoyed the video, subscribe, press the like button, whatever. Anyway, this is the Loftybiker saying ta-da for now. Ta-da.